Salut, Roland here, and today I want to talk to you about a really interesting scale. A scale that is, what? Now? Really? Fine. Today we're going to talk about the whole tone scale. It's called the whole tone scale because between each note found in that scale we have a full step, a whole tone. And that's why it's symmetrical. No matter from where you're going to start the scale, it can be the same exact shape. And that's very convenient to create some musical ideas that repeat themselves, and they're going to have a common thread between these licks, which is very good when you improvise. How do you use that scale? Well, that's where the formula is handy. If we look at the construction of that scale, G being the root, we have a root, which is on the G, followed by a major second, that's a whole tone above. The next whole tone above is a major third. After that, if we add a whole tone, we'll have an augmented fourth. A whole tone above is an augmented fifth. A whole tone above is a minor seventh. We can use that on a dominant seventh chord. It's going to work very well because dominant seventh chord is made of a root, a major third, a perfect fifth, and a minor seventh. And we find these four notes within that scale except for the fifth, which in this case is right in between the augmented fourth and the augmented fifth. And so that creates tension. We're going to surround that fifth with these two outside notes. Let's hear how that sounds over G7, G dominant seventh chord. You can hear the outside tension, but the skeleton is still there. We still have the root, the major third, and the minor seventh. The fifth is not in there, and that's what creates that tension. This scale can be used in a lot of different situations. Anytime you're improvising using a dominant chord as a tonal center, if you don't know about tonal center, go back to my previous video. We talked about tonal center. But if you're improvising in that dominant seventh context, try a whole tone scale. Try it in the blues. It's a great way to get this jazzy flavor in a blues chord progression. If we have a G7, a C7, and D7, you can use that whole tone scale to escape a little bit from the standard pentatonic scale, whether you're using minor pentatonic, major pentatonic, or dominant scale like a Mixolydian. You can use that to ease into the next chord, to create tension, something like this. There's a lot of things that you can develop with that scale because it's symmetrical. Something like this, for example. We can move that a whole step above. It's still going to be in key because every note is separated by a whole tone. Whole step above. Any lick can be played once and then repeated a whole tone above or below. I encourage you to explore this shape, this scale, explore its color over backing tracks. Over a blues context, it's going to do wonders, but also in a fusion type of improvisation, or really any type of improvisation. As long as you play with confidence, this scale is going to sound good, and you need to resolve by a good note. But because of the symmetrical aspect of that scale, it's easy to focus on the note you're going to land on because all the licks are not really mentally involved because it's the same lick repeated a whole step above or a whole step below each time. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Practice well. Tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, I'm going to have my first live online class session that in a long time. I haven't done this in a long time and I'm really looking forward to this. Tickets are still available on my website. Tomorrow we'll talk about the blues in a non-traditional way. I'm going to give you some ideas like this one to improve your scales, improve your music theory, your phrasing. This class is going to be accessible for pretty much anyone. As long as you've been playing for a little bit and you know how to hold an electric guitar, this class is going to be beneficial. It will be recorded also, so if you can make it to the live event, and if you have a ticket, you will get access to the recorded stream, and it comes with, I think there's 14 or 15 pages of licks and diagrams and a couple backing tracks, and it also comes with a $5 off gift voucher to my website, Guitar Playback, which I'll tell you next week. Can't wait for that. Brand new site coming next week, finally. And a lot more. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great weekend, everyone. Practice well and salut.